I'm going to talk about a cryptocurrency that I'm very excited about that I found on this weekend, and that is Suilend. Very low market cap. Wait till the end because this will be quick, but I think you're going to be blown away by the fact that compared to others in the same space, I believe this is unbelievably undervalued. And you'll probably say, well, then Brian, you should buy it if you like it so much. And I did. I bought some. I'm always transparent. And then you might say, well, Brian, should I buy it? And I'll say, well, I don't know because I'm a big dumb animal. This is informational purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. If you would hit that like button, hit the subscribe. There's a link down below. I got a school community where I go into all sorts of things about various crypto, post daily, and I've got classes on all sorts of things as well. But here's why I'd like you to hit the subscribe button is because I'm going to go just through Suilend. But check this out. It's number 694. If you're familiar on CoinMarketCap, if you list it by 100 per page, and there's 100 pages or so, that's 10,000 or more different crypto. So how did I find this number 694? I'm going to do a whole video on what I look at and how I come across these, because I doubt any of us have time to dig through thousands of crypto, particularly because we believe there's a bull market coming up and we want to find the ones we think will do well. This, to me, is something that I would say, you know what, this feels like a meme coin, meaning it could have huge upside potential. Market cap really low right now. So let's talk about it. Suilend is on the SUI chain. If you're familiar, let's look at DefiLlama. SUI has 1.73 billion locked. That's in USD. And if you look at the chart here, it was up pretty high, like most, around the December time frame. That's because prices have changed. It came down, but it's taken off lately. Look at this here in March, April, and now in May, how it's really gone up because obviously the price of SUI has changed. If we look at it in terms of SUI, it's gone up. It's come down a little bit, but it had a nice ride up as well. So people are using it. If we look down here, and SUI is a layer 1, and I like decentralized finance, and I like layer 1s. I love things like RWA inside of decentralized finance. At least that's how I categorize it. I particularly like exchanges, and I really like borrowing and lending because I think when it comes to crypto, the financial industry is going to be the first thing impacted, as it already has been in a big way. People moving to stable coins, people obtaining better yields, people being able to use it in a borrow-lend capacity. I've got many videos where I show how I take loans, low interest loans. No one asks me my income. No one asks me what I do. There's no questions asked. As long as it's over collateralized, they don't care. There's pitfalls, pros and cons, but I think, and I think many think, that finance, traditional banking, is just going to be annihilated through crypto, or they're going to have to make some major changes. So this is, you see here, SUI 1.73 billion in USD locked. The number one protocol here is the Suilend protocol. It's in the category, it doesn't say lending, but it's in the lending category. It only has one chain, meaning it's only used on the SUI. 573 million total value locked right now. So when we click into Suilend, we'll see here 572 million USD currently locked. You see the chart over here in USD. Went down a bit, it's gone up a bit. That's because of the price of SUI. So let's look at it in terms of SUI. In terms of SUI, it's done nothing but gone up and to the right. Impressive, right? Look how much is being locked over time since it launched, straight up, launched in 2024, and it's just been an upward trajectory. And that's based in SUI, not or things on the SUI protocol, as opposed to being based in USD, which can be a lot more volatile because of pricing. So I like to look at it in terms of the native crypto. So 172 million, but look at this. At the current market cap, 30 million, roughly 29.6, fully diluted value, 60 million. As a fully diluted value of 60 million and a total value locked of 570 million, it's only 1/10 the value. To me, it's greatly undervalued. And again, wait till the end because I'm going to show you something else. But let's look at Suilend. What is it? It's a borrow-lend protocol. Now, of course, it's got swapping, it's got bridging and other things. I didn't hook up my wallet, but you can see here, here's the here's the deposit column of what people have put in. Here's the borrow column of what people have taken out. And they've got your deposit APR, your borrow APR, loan to value. Basically means when you put up assets, how much can you take out? So it's 70% loan to value. You put in $10,000 worth of something, Or let's say you put in SUI, and at the moment it's valued at 10,000 based on the current price. 70% loan to value would mean you could take out $7,000 worth. Of course, like I said, you have to be careful in these lending protocols because you can be liquidated depending upon how the value changes. So I never take out, well, sometimes I take out pretty close to the top amount, but I try to keep it low so I'm not at risk of being liquidated. But there are things that you can do like pay some back or put some more assets up. But check this out. Here's what got me interested, of course, is because if you look at the deposits, various types of SUI, but here's SUI in general, 217 million. That makes sense. It's a SUI protocol and people have deposited SUI. Also 54 million of USDC. You come down here and there's other assets like wrapped Bitcoin, ETH, and here we've got wrapped Solana. So it's not just SUI. There's 50 million here, 50 million there, 60 million there, 200 million there. So out of the 573 million, I think that since it's only on the SUI protocol, that's a fairly diverse amount of assets. So now let's take a look at their documentation here. Great introduction. It says it's the largest lending protocol on SUI. We know that. We saw the total value locked on DefiLlama. We saw it was the #1 protocol. Here are basically the things you can do. I like the way they list this out. You can earn interest. You put up your assets. You can earn interest on them. You can borrow against them. This is interesting. You can leverage long. You can short. Then you can also swap. You can liquid stake. They've got one called Spring SUI. And you can provide liquidity through Steam. If you go to Suilend, you'll see this up here. Here's Spring SUI. It pops it up in a new window. Or you can go over here to Steam. So it's not just the Suilend. They've got some other things you can do. Okay. Now, here are some dates to know. Launched in March of 2024. Barely over a year old. It rapidly became the #1 DeFi protocol on SUI in December. The token itself wasn't introduced until December of 2024. So that was just, 5 months so far. And they said in January, I guess because of the price of SUI, they had achieved over $1 billion in total TVL. And they have over 50,000 monthly active wallets. Okay, to me, that's huge. Like I said, I like borrow and lend. One that I love on Hedera is Bonzo. Bonzo doesn't have anywhere near the TVL that Suilend has. Okay, now, most importantly, then we'll look at pricing, is tokenomics. What's up with the tokens? So if we look at it on CoinMarketCap, total supply 100 million, circulating almost half of that, 48.72. So half of it is circulating. What people always wonder, when are those tokens going to come out? Are a lot going to be dumped? Who's going to get them? From this graph, it shows that investors were 20%, team 15%, community in various ways 65%. Not bad. Investors unlock over 2 years from the beginning. Team unlocks over 4 years. The investors are this pink. The team here is this light blue. Pretty much everything else are these other three. So it has a fairly, not a really steep, like dropping a ton. It looks like it unlocks slowly and surely. I think that's good. Okay. Here's our chart. Like I said, it started in December of 2024. It rocketed up to, looks like $3.80. It then peaked around $4.40. It's around 60 cents at the moment. $3 would be a 5x. A 6x would be $3.60. So it looks like a 6x just if it gets back to December. Let's look at, this is a daily chart. Let's throw on the money supply, global money supply, 108-day lag. If you see here, it looks like, it could be, if it follows M2, just like every other cryptocurrency, it could have a really nice upward trajectory. That's what we would hope to see. So in terms of what it could do, look, it could do a 6x if it gets back to December, but that's not what I want to really focus on. Here's what I want to focus on. It's in decentralized finance. It's a borrow lend protocol. 60 million fully diluted is the value of it at the price of 60 cents. But it has 500 million locked. Tells us nothing unless we know how other things are looked at. The base network created by Coinbase, Aerodrome. Let's see, Aerodrome is the #1. If we go, here's the base network, 3 billion locked. Aerodrome is #1. It has one chain. Now it's not just borrow and lending. It's an exchange. But if we look at it, it has 850 million, it's in DeFi, 850 million locked. Look at its fully diluted, 1 billion. Market cap, 500 million. So its market cap is less than total value locked. But its fully diluted, which is what I like to compare, is $1 billion. So Aerodrome is being valued at $1 billion market cap, fully diluted value, and 850 million locked. So its fully diluted is more than what is locked. Look at the difference when Suilend has a fully diluted of only 60 million, yet it has 570 million locked. If you were to, they're not exactly apples to apples because it's not another borrow lend, but it's very similar. It's in the DeFi space. It has assets locked up. So if we went by that metric, this should be about 700 or 800 million fully diluted. That would be, let's see, how many coins? Oh, good, 100 million. That makes math easier. So if it was 700 million, that would make, and you got 100 million of them, great, easy math. 700 divided by 100, $7. If we looked at it from that perspective, this would be a $7 coin right now. Currently, today, as it sits, and it's at 60 cents. Not a perfect apples to apples comparison, but in my mind, I just bought a 60 cent, I just paid 60 cents for something that I think should be around $7 right now. I think that means it's vastly undervalued. This is what, in my opinion, I'm looking for as I'm waiting for the bull market to start. I've got my tier, kind of like tier 1, 2, and 3 investments. I don't put a lot of money into what I would call tier 3. This would be tier 3. It's a 694 of all crypto. It's only a 60 million fully diluted value, even though I think it should be worth more. It's not on the major exchanges like the Coinbase and the Binance, but it is on many exchanges. It looks like 20 of them. It does fairly decent volume. You want to have that liquidity if you want to go and sell it. So take a look at it. Big dumb animal. Don't do what I do. Not financial advice. Please do hit the subscribe because I am going to have other videos showing how I found this one and how you can find others like this, sort of the methodology or process of locating them, because looking through 10,000 just takes forever. Have a great day. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Thanks for watching.